Today is day 101 on the PCT. I am back on trail after taking 3 zeros and 1 Nero in the South Lake Tahoe area. My body has recovered a bit and I really needed that, and I'm feeling pretty good. Of course, I'm tired the first day coming out of town as always because I never sleep as well in town as I do on the trail anymore. But yeah, so I just wanted to touch base and then give a little summary. So I tallied everything up for the Sierra section, and from Kennedy Meadows South to South Lake Tahoe, it took me 41 days, including 12 zeros, 3 Neros. So that's kind of a long time, but that's okay. I'm still on track. I'm still doing all right, especially now that I'm coming out of elevation and my mileage is probably going to go up a bit. And my body needed those days. So, and then I also had to wait for my tent for a little bit, so that was one of the days too. And that includes all the 3 zeros that I had in South Lake Tahoe. So that's the entire High Sierra as well as the South Lake Tahoe area. Hey everybody, today is day 102 on the PCT. Yesterday I hiked 11.4 miles. I got to camp really early, like 4:30 in the afternoon. Got a lot of sleep last night. I don't know, it's just kind of my thing that I like to do on my first day back out on trail, is make it a short day, sleep a lot. Like I said before, I don't sleep well in town, so it allows me to get some better sleep and then have better days the following days. So that Hey everybody, today is day 103 on the PCT. Yesterday, I hiked 26.0 miles. I felt really good. The trail was very cruisy and chill. The elevation profile wasn't too terrible. And I just kept going and had 11 miles by 11 a.m. and just felt great and really cranked out some really great miles yesterday. Today, the elevation profile is much more demanding and has actually quite a bit of time above 8,000 feet where I've been getting dizzy and stuff. So today's going to be a bit of a shorter day, but that's quite all right. I did really well yesterday and felt great. And everybody, today is day 104 on the PCT. Yesterday, I hiked 17.0 miles. I spent at least 8 miles over 8,000 feet and was pretty dizzy with that throughout the day yesterday, so I just took it slow. Also, there are flowers blooming everywhere. So I took the time to smell the flowers, and I took pictures of flowers that hopefully I can identify later on. And yeah, it was just a nice chill day. And then I camped early and got lots of sleep last night because I had not slept very well the night before. This is Donner Pass, and that is Tinker Knob. It's so beautiful out here. This area is reachable from day hiking parking lots and stuff. You don't have to be as extreme as doing the whole PCT to get views like this. This one's fun. Nice, huge downed tree. It's got this nice little knob on it. A couple of them that are gonna grab my pack. How low can you go, huh? Let's see. Oh boy, there's a couple knobs. Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you where I stayed last night. Today is day 105 on the PCT. I stayed at the Peter Grubb hut. This is the second hut I know of on the trail, the first one being Muir Hut. This hut was built by the Sierra Club specifically for their members to be able to use in the winter as an emergency shelter. And it has turned into a place where PCT hikers like to stay and are welcome to stay. There is a ladder to the attic right here, which is where everybody sleeps. And I'm not going to show you the attic because there are people sleeping up there. I'm just leaving early. There is a 2-story outhouse with a ramp up to the 2nd story. It does not smell fabulous, but it's a cute little outhouse. The reason there are 2 stories to the outhouse and the reason there's a ladder to the attic is because in the winter when this hut is under use, or its highest level of use, there's so much snow that you cannot get in the main doors. And you need to get in through the attic or the 2nd story of the outhouse. So I'm going to show you inside. It's very dark. There is some kindling wood here. And a kitchen with a ladder to the attic. And I'm not going to go further inside because, like I said, there are people sleeping and they can hear everything from the kitchen. So, the kitchen has gas canisters left behind and then a wood stove so that you can get nice and warm and everything. And yeah, it's a pretty neat little place. It was a very nice, warm place to sleep last night. And I did 16.2 miles yesterday, which isn't too bad considering I spent 4 hours
at Donner Pass. So I actually went to the Soda Springs General Store, got a little bit more food to last 2 more days to Sierra City, and then went to the Donner Pass ski resort to get some lunch, which took quite a while, and then got back on trail and still.
Hey everybody, today is day 106 on the PCT. Yesterday I hiked 23.9 miles. I was feeling pretty good, so I pushed it a little bit further. I'm about 10.7 miles from my resupply, so I'll get there by lunchtime today. So that's pretty good. It'll give me a little time to rest this afternoon before getting back on trail tomorrow morning. Last night I camped in this nice spot where I'm actually standing right now. I haven't left camp yet. And I had a little visitor last night. I'm pretty sure I had a bear in my camp around 4 o'clock this morning. So I was sleeping actually very well, and then I heard something rustling near my head and some snorting. I, of course, immediately, I woke up when I heard that and just lay there for a moment, made sure I was hearing something for real. I heard it walk past my tent and a little bit more snorting, and then I rolled over on my squeaky pad and it ran. And so I got out of my tent and made sure that it ran away, and with my headlamp I could see down away from the camp a little ways where it had run to. I could see these beady little eyes looking back at me, and then I had a rock and I threw the rock towards it and it ran up the hill away from the camp. So that was about 4 o'clock this morning. I got back in my tent and I just kind of laid there awake for an hour, and then started getting ready to leave camp and everything. So yeah, a nice little visitor last night. At least he was easily deterred, and all I saw of him really were his beady eyes. So I think it was a bear. It didn't sound, the footsteps did not sound cloven at all. They definitely sounded heavier and more rustly. And there were some snorts and stuff, but he didn't seem all that interested in wanting to figure out who I was or what was going on once he heard me moving around. So an interesting morning this morning. Today is day 107 on the PCT. I am in Sierra City. Yesterday I hiked 10.7 miles to get here, and then 1.3 miles on the road to get down into the town. I am going to be hiking out this morning. I'm not taking any zero or anything, and we'll see how many miles I get. I got here in time yesterday for lunch, and then I got some town food for dinner as well. And I'm leaving a little late this morning so that I can get some breakfast. I'm just waiting for the restaurant to open up. So I'll get some breakfast and then hit the trail. Since I'm in town, I did want to do my summaries, so I just wanted to say my struggles for this last section is probably climbing the hills. The terrain has been way easier, the hills have been way smaller, the elevation, there's been a fair amount above 8,000 feet, but nothing above 9, I don't believe. And I lost a lot of strength in the Sierra, and I'm just trying to build that back up. And so climbing is still extremely slow for me. However, I do feel like my strength is coming back, and I feel like it is getting better. And then the trail itself is much less technical, so I'm moving a lot quicker and able to do more miles, especially on the downhill. On the uphill, I'm still like 1 to 1.5 miles per hour, which is incredibly slow. But on the downhill, I'm like 2 to 3 miles per hour. So I'm making up for it on all these little downhills. Today's gonna be a slow day because I've got an 8-mile uphill right off the bat. And then I'm also gonna be leaving town after breakfast, which is much later than I normally get on the trail. Usually I'm on trail by 6:30, and the restaurant doesn't open until 8 o'clock. So it's gonna be a bit later today. But yeah, that's my struggle. My positive, I would say, is that I'm feeling stronger and I'm feeling better, and I'm enjoying the trail. And yeah, it's been fun. It's been gorgeous. The weather's been beautiful. It's gonna get warm now apparently, and yeah, it's been a great time. So that's the positive.